So I don't really feel like making a video to edit, so I'm just gonna go live on here and make the video this way because I'm still playing around on here. But today we are gonna be talking about why 304s are hated so much by men and women. I don't know if you've read on the internet streets lately, but there's been a lot of talk about 304s, more specifically the content creator, OnlyFans creator, Sophie Rain, how she made $43 million off of OnlyFans within a year. And I want to talk more about this because I'm a retired 304, a retired man eater. And me making money off of my beauty and me making money off of men who have a yearning to see beautiful women or want to be around beautiful women was like one of the most empowering things that I ever did. And so that was 10 years ago. And this was before it was like popularized for women to be bottle girls or women to make money on things such as OnlyFans. And so I want to talk more about this because the 304s are always like just super hated by men and women. And in my experience, I did get some hate, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I never wanted to trade places with the man or the woman that like ever talked shit about me being a 304 or about me being a stripper or having an OnlyFans or choosing to make that money. The reason why women do not like 304s is because they realize that their morality that they've been brainwashed to believe that they should uphold, they have been conditioned to believe that their morality is worth something. If you're new to this channel, okay, if just a little bit about this channel, we don't care about morality over here. So if you are someone that has morality on a pedestal, you care a lot about morality, my channel is not going to be for you because the world is not fair. In the top people, the people that got to the top, if you look at history, you will see that all of the people that are high achieving individuals, they are not moral. Okay, morals was something used to brainwash the collective to get you to conform so that way the people at the top can exploit you. That's why morality was created. And so a lot of women don't like 304s because they realize that their morality is like it has not gotten them anything. Where are the ladies at? My channel is a decentering men channel, so I don't so hopefully the men that are watching this understand that this is a decentering men channel. Nothing against the men in here. I just want to make that clear. But their morality is not getting them anything. Their morality that these women are upholding has them going 50-50, okay, has them having a full grown man as a high planet joy. Their morality has them going 50-50 with a man, okay? Their morality has them having a grown man as a dependent that they can't write off on their taxes. Their morality has them being married to men and them having to beg for a vacation that they're never going to get, having to cook and clean, having to be a free schmex worker. And so another reason why a lot of these women don't like 304s is because for a lot of these women that are upheld on their morality and like they're married and stuff like that, they aren't getting anything, and a lot of the time these men are cheating on them with the 304s. They're getting their own men are cheating on them with the 304s. And this woman doesn't even have this 304. She doesn't have to cook. She doesn't have to clean. She doesn't have to hear him farting when he's sleeping. She doesn't have to like clean out his doo-doo drawers or anything like that. So it's like, of course, these women are always going to be mad. Of course, these women are always going to be mad at the 304s because you don't have to do a fraction of that. And this girl is the same girl who gets to go on vacation and you're begging, like you're literally begging for someone to, you're waiting for your boyfriend, your dusty boyfriend, to give you all of this. You know what I'm saying? So that is a large reason as to why that these women don't like the 304s. And here's the thing. Kim Kardashian literally became popular off of a sex tape. And she literally has been married twice. So people can like get on the internet and like say whatever they want to say and be like, oh, this is something that you shouldn't do. This is not moral. Da, 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 da. Okay, well, look at where these people are and then look where you are when it comes to your morality. And then the same thing with men. Men are like told that they have to like work hard. Like a man, I couldn't imagine being a man and like I'm going to work and like I'm doing this like laborious job where it's like I'm outside in the cold, I'm like working in these like terrible conditions, and then all this girl has to do is like shake her ass and like pose in lingerie, and she can make millions of dollars while you're at your factory job, and your factory job has your back fucking aching and hurting, and you're sweating and there's dirt underneath your nails, and you're like aging because this job is beating you to shit. But the men have been brainwashed too, because your hard work is supposed to be revered and your hard work is supposed to get you very far. And these women don't have to do a fraction. Hold on. These women don't have to do a fraction of what these women are doing. Like they don't have to do a fraction of what these women are doing. And so for a lot of men, that makes men upset. And then it also makes men super, it might be cutting in and out, who knows. And so the thing about it is that men are always gonna have to like work extremely hard for their value. And like this is just what the men are saying. Like I'm not making any of this up. Men have to work extremely hard for their value, but how hard do you have to work to make $43 million? You know what I'm saying? Like what work are you gonna have to put forth in order to make $43 million in a year? Like most men are not going to be able to do that. And so a lot of men like to play by the morality game when it comes to women, because men don't want women to exploit their own sexuality, and they don't want them to do it for money. Because at the end of the day, if you're married and you're sleeping with a man, okay, and like let's just say, who said we wanted to make $43 million a year? You're in the wrong channel. You're I don't know why you're watching me. I don't know why you're watching me. My channel isn't for you. But anyway, a lot of men want to always be forthcoming with morality. Okay, I'm brain rotted. Great, thank you. A lot of men want to be so forthcoming with this whole sense of morality because they really don't want women to like know or understand or take heed of their beauty, and knowing that their beauty is actually something that people are willing to pay for. Like a lot of these men aren't going to pay attention to them unless they're with a beautiful woman. That's why the men that actually understand that, of course I don't hate men. I love men. Are you kidding me? I love men. Men have bought me things and taken me on trips and helped me pay for my college. Like, duh, of course I don't hate men. Men are the ones who are subscribing to her, making them successful. So which men are we talking about? Generalizations don't make sense. Exactly. The title is why they're hated. So why would I'm not talking about anyone that is paying for the content, because if they're paying for the content, obviously they don't hate the woman. Like obviously they don't hate, not about the woman as a person, but they like the content. You know what I mean? Like they're not the ones that are complaining about it. They're the ones getting what they want. That's the reason why I'm talking about this. The men who have the money, the men who understand that, hey, if I want to be able to be with this type of woman, if I want to be able to have this type of person around me, I'm probably gonna have to pay money. You know what I mean? This is why it's so popular on, that's fine, make fun of me. You're giving me engagement. Like this is what like you guys don't understand. Like you're still giving me engagement. You're the one giving me engagement. You know what I mean? So it's like you're buying into it right now. Like you're doing what all of these men do. You're doing exactly what the men that are on these like podcasts and stuff, who the same men who are talking about like all of these women in the comments, they're the same men that are going on OnlyFans to go pay for this content. So you as a man, that is exactly what you are doing right now, because you guys, ooh, you guys you guys can't get enough of us. At the end of the day, you could talk all the shit that you could talk all the shit that you want, but at the end of the day, you're still here. You're still watching my content. You're still commenting. So that says a lot more about you than me. But I think the biggest thing with the 304, I like your intellect and you're pretty. Well, thank you. What are you yapping about right now? It says it in the title. It says it in the title. It does. It says it in the title. But the brain dead. Thank you. I'm brain dead and paid. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. But and then another thing too, these men, like the regular average men, they're not gonna be not no, I'm talking about Yiker, not you, sorry. Oh. A lot of these men, they don't have access to these type of women. Like these men won't even be able to get a DM response back from these same type of women. So a lot of men get pissed off and they get upset at these 304s because they also can't have access to them. I watch your content because you are insightful and in-depth about topics I find interesting. And you are right, I can't get enough of you sexy cougar vibes. Where are the women at? No offense to the men in here, but where are the women at? I'm just so confused on how men even got over here. Like my content is really nothing about it's talking about nothing but exposing men. So I'm just confused as to why the men are even watching me. Why are you guys here? Isn't there like workout stuff you guys should be watching? I don't mind it. It's just super, super weird that the men are on here, because it's like I don't get on and like watch red pill content or anything like that. Like I'm not going to red pill content and like even thinking about what they're doing over there. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about that. But I appreciate you, Rocket P. I appreciate you, Rocket P13. It's just I danced 10 years ago, so I know enough about men to be able to talk about them. You know what I mean? They were the ones paying for my college. They were the ones like paying my bills and paying my car note and doing all of this stuff for me. And this is also like what men tell me. But I feel like as women, it's stupid. It's stupid to be upstanding when it comes to these morals. Like morals is going to keep you poor. Morals is going to keep you I don't shit on them. I'm not shitting on them. How am I shitting on them? You just don't like what you're hearing and yet you're still here. You just want to be triggered today, which is fine. You want to get triggered so you can get through your workouts. 304s are misunderstood, but double standards do go both ways. Oh, of course. And the thing about it is that men are allowed to be hoes, men are allowed to be womanizers, men are allowed to have like multiple, sex partners and all of this stuff. And then for women, it's always like heavily demonized, just based off of societal standards. So when women go against what the societal norm is supposed to be for women, it makes a lot of men feel uncomfortable, and it makes a lot of women feel uncomfortable, because men heavily rely on shaming women to get women to fall in line. And so when women choose to not be shamed, like this guy is like, he stays trying to shame me. It's not going to work. You can't shame me. You could call me all the names in the book. It's not going to work, because I don't care what you think of me. Who cares? It's fine. And so when women don't conform to the status quo of what societal standards are, that makes men and women highly uncomfortable. It makes them pissed off, because it's like, why don't you care? Why are you not allowing what other people are saying? Why are you not allowing that to influence your actions? We want the money, we want the bag, and there's men out there that are going to give these women the bag. There are men out there They don't care if you call them a simp. They don't care if you call them a trick. They don't care. Like, I know plenty of men who's like, oh yeah, like I pay for sleeping with women because I'm too busy. I don't feel like dealing with the relationships and the emotions and all of that stuff. I am just going to pay for it because I know exactly what I'm going to be getting, and I am going to pay this money, and I know for sure what I'm going to be getting. The average man has to hope. He literally has to hope that he can say the right things, manipulate a woman. He has to hope and pray that the money that he's spending on this woman is going to give him access to this woman. I don't know though. Maybe morals should really be our foundation. If women collectively made morals more important than the bag, men would have to conform and be loyal. No, they wouldn't, because we live in a patriarchal society. We live in a patriarchal society where men can do whatever they want to do. Men aren't going to give up their freedom. Men aren't going to give up their freedom in order for women to be moral. They're just not. Men have way too much freedom. This society was created for men already. So men are going to give up all of this stuff. They're not. That's why men don't like commitment. That's why men don't want to get married. Men don't want to get married, and men don't want commitment because men don't want to have to uphold that responsibility. Men want to be free to sleep with as many women as they want. Men want to be free to treat people however they want to treat them. Men want the freedom to be who they are. And it's crazy because men will sit here and talk about morals. Most crimes are committed by men. Most crimes are committed by men. So you have a group of people who are unaliving people, who are R-wording people, who are abusing people, telling women to be moral. But yet this is the same group of people who's committing the most crime. Jails is majority of men. It is 1.1 million men in the jail system, and these are the same men that are telling women what to do with their bodies. They're not harming anyone. The man is getting what he wants, and the woman is getting what she wants. These men that committed these crimes, who is asking for someone to unalive them? Who is asking for someone to R-word them? Who is asking for someone to abuse them? And so this is the reason why I don't buy the BS behind men telling women to be moral, because men are highly immoral. The call is coming from inside of the house. And this is why, as women, I feel as though women need to take what men are saying with a grain of salt, because men typically don't lead by example. Men just talk. So men are going to tell you to be moral. Men are going to tell you to not care about money and to not care about looks. Okay, are men out here dating 300, 400, 500 pound women and marrying them? You know, are men out here dating women that they're really not attracted to if they're not getting something from her? You know what I mean? Are men out here not committing crimes? Are men out here not hurting other people? No, they're just talking. They're just saying stuff to brainwash you. You'll never know if a man is loving or loyal, because you will not be able to be around a man 24/7. The days are over where men can keep selling love and loyalty. Y'all gotta try something new. Women are not falling for this anymore. Women don't care about love and loyalty. They don't. Women don't care about love and loyalty. Women realize that if they want love and they want loyalty, they need to have a child, get a dog, or get a cat. This is why times are shifting, where women are like, I just want money. If you don't want to be loyal, great, don't be loyal. Just give me the money. I don't care about the loyalty. Loyalty don't pay my bills. I don't care about that. Love don't pay my bills. I don't care about that. No choice but to lie, better manipulate, better or essay to get what they want. Exactly. Like, men have to be manipulative. Men cannot just outright tell you, hey, I want to sleep with you right now. I actually don't want to take you out on this date. I actually don't want to spend money on you. They're not going to tell you that. This is the reason why a lot of men, when they do spend money, especially if they have this like very lack mindset, when it comes to knowing women's value, knowing what women have to offer, they're always going to be like expecting and feeling entitled to your body just because they bought you something, just because they took you out for dinner. And it's like, no, you can't. If you're coming with me with love and commitment and all of this stuff, why do you care if I sleep with you or not? Because you're trying to be manipulative. You're trying to use love and commitment to mask what your true intentions are. Anytime a man says he don't like something, flip it and reverse it because he does like it. Exactly. This is why I know for a fact, just through my lived experience alone, that the hatred by men for 304s, it's fake. Out of my whole entire time of dancing and dealing with men, no man ever cared about it except one. No man ever cared about it. No man was ever like, oh, I'm gonna break up with you because you were a stripper. Oh, I'm gonna break up with you because you did OnlyFans. Like, no man has literally ever said that to me before. Ever. I've actually had more men like it than not like it. Men care a lot, and this is the thing too when it comes to the hatred of 304s by men and women. It's open hatred to gain social credit. That's really what it is. I don't care about social credit. I care about real credit, so I can get a car, a new house, get some investments, get some real estate. That's the credit I care about. I don't care about social credit. I don't care about social credit. Why is the onus on women for men to be decent, bare minimum, good human beings? Exactly. Because men rely on women to have morals so that men can live a life not having any. That's really what it is. You ever notice when these men, they are it's these men who, like, for instance, like Jonathan Majors. Is the sound going in and out? You're not the only person that's told me that. Okay, here, hold on. I'm trying to think. I won't be able to do it on here. I won't be able to do it on here to connect my hold on. Hopefully it's not going in and out anymore. Let me see. Okay, the sound's good. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. But so a lot of these people that want to uphold all of this morality, a lot of these people, they want the social credit. And to them, confining you to morality, to them it's like in their head they think they should be owed something for their morality. So it's like, well, I'm choosing to be an upstanding like person. I'm choosing to be this social justice warrior, and it's like, that's not worth anything in life though. It's not worth anything in life. You constantly sticking by morals is going to have you going 50-50. It's going to have you with a broke dude. It's going to have you with a dependent. It's going to have you in a life of poverty. Meanwhile, the 304, she don't have to beg to go on vacation. This man just gave her enough money where she can go vacation out of the country for like 2 months and have plenty of money left over. And this is why a lot of men are frustrated. This is why a lot of men are very angry and upset with women choosing to go against the status quo, because morality and upholding women towards morality is what's given men access to women that they had no business having access to. Morality is the average man's game. Morality is the poor man's game. Men that have money, men that have wealth, they don't have morality. Do you know how crooked? Come on, it's all around us. Do you know how crooked you see how crooked these companies are? You know what I mean? You see how crooked these freaking companies are. The IRS, no morality. No morality at all. Literally exploiting your tax dollars. That's not moral. The insurance companies exploiting your health care so that way they can make money for their company. That's not morality. So you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what type of morality you want to have or not. The women that are out here in their bag, the women that are out here getting the providers, the women that are out here that realize that their beauty is currency, the women that realize that her beauty is status and it's going to make the man that she's with look better, feel better, get him all this attention. Those are the women who are going to get paid. Those are the women who are going to get what they're owed. This is the reason why, you know, men that want to take you out, a man came up with us paying taxes. A man came up with all of this. A man came up with capitalism. So it's one of those things where it's like you can't sit here and pick and choose what aspects of morality you want. A woman can't make money off of her beauty, but you as a man could sit here and unalive people, because that's not moral. That's not moral at all. That's the worst level of morality you could absolutely have. Do you recommend a beautiful woman work as a server at the Ritz-Carlton? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're beautiful, you take care of yourself, and you don't have a degree, and like let's just say like you do want to have something stable in the future, use your beauty to make you money. Go be a bottle girl, go be a bartender, go be a server at a nice place, go work at a nice lounge, go work at a wine place or something like that, go work at a country club. Because when you're at the Ritz-Carlton, not only are you gonna have all of these people who have enough money, they're gonna tip you very well, but that's also how you can have networks and you can have connections. So if you want to like build a business or something like that, you can work at the Ritz-Carlton. Oh, get you a job at the Ritz-Carlton. But if you want to build a business or something, you can go work at the Ritz-Carlton and use that money to build your business. And while you're working at the Ritz-Carlton, you will literally be serving people who could be working in the same industry that you want to build a business in. And then you can make connections that way. Can you make a video going further into that? Careers we should get into. I need to change my job now. Yeah, sure. I work in healthcare, so like I made sure that I got into an industry that I knew overall was going to be like recession proof, like to some extent. But I do know that it's so many jobs and places that are on a hiring freeze. But honestly, anything that deals with service as a woman, women are going to dominate. Real estate is really good. Real estate is really, 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 really good to get into, especially as a woman. Women have a much higher attention to detail. Women are beautiful, so it's going to be a lot easier for the buyer to feel comfortable with you. If you have clients that are a family, you'll be able to sell the fact that you're a mother. You can even lie, and you can lie and be like, oh yeah, like I'm a mother, when you're trying to sell to a family. I even left my profession for a while, and I got into roofing sales. I did roofing sales for like 3 months. I'll have to do like a story time on why I left, because then I was the only woman working in the field, and I got sexually harassed by the men on the job, so I ended up leaving. But I left my cush job to go into roofing sales. Sales is another really good thing to get into. It's a really good thing to get into as a woman. But you have to realize too that when you get into things like serving or real estate or sales, those are jobs that are soft skill jobs. You know what I mean? Even dancing in the club, even OnlyFans, those are soft skill jobs. This is another reason why people don't like 304s, because it isn't necessarily deemed as a skill. It's not deemed as a skill because you actually didn't go to school to learn how to do it, because soft skills is pretty much how you use real life application, and you use psychology, sociology, psychology and sociology in order to serve other people. Exactly. Emotional intelligence. Exactly. People will buy from you whenever you can get them to emotionally connect to whatever it is that you're trying to sell. Hard skills is what's going to be based off of your IQ, based off of your memorization, based off of you knowing how to do 1 + 1 = 2. And so when you're able to have both, when you're able to have both of those together, you're dangerous. You're dangerous. Oh, I did see your message, but I didn't read it all because you took it away. But I talked about it at the beginning of the live, but I didn't finish reading your message all the way, Miss Brooklyn. So like doctors go to school to possess hard skills because they're literally learning the practice of medicine, and then using their soft skills they will own a private practice. So not only did they go to school to become a doctor, they now are a business owner because they're using soft skills to be a business owner, to open up their own practice. And you could do like what I'm doing. You can do content creation too. If you, like, for instance, if you lost weight on your own, if you lost weight on your own, you can become a content creator and you literally could just teach people how to lose weight. Tell people exactly what you did to lose weight. And then you could create an ebook, or you could create one-on-one consultations, or you can do one-on-one consults. You could do online coaching. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Like, there has to be something that you taught yourself how to do. Getting over a breakup, or getting out of poverty, or losing weight, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, like becoming like more spiritual. I was matched with a doctor and was resistant to validating him over the phone because that's exactly what doctors are looking for. Doctors are looking for someone to stroke their ego. Doctors are looking for someone to validate them further. Because doctors have a high sense of entitlement, because the way that a lot of doctors look at it, and this is for male or female doctors because I work with them, the way doctors look at it is, it's like, I busted my ass in school. I paid so much money for my schooling. I had to invest all of this stuff. Put some respect on my name. This is why a lot of doctors, a lot of female doctors that I know, when they get married, they don't even change their last name. Because changing their last name would taking a man's last name, that is going to be, in their eyes, they're like, that's taking away my accomplishment. Like, my medical doctor, I worked to become that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna override me being married to a man over my accomplishments, something as big as becoming a doctor. Right. I wanted to meet him in person first. He's still gonna expect the validation regardless, whether it's over the phone or in person. But I get it. My nephew, a young handsome doctor, he does social media content. Yeah. Like, the money is out here, and it don't matter if you're a doctor or anything. The money is out here to grab. You just have to want it bad enough. And you just have to not care about what people are going to think. Even people talk shit about content creators. Oh, you're a content creator? Like, that's all you do? And it's like, there are content creators out here making more than doctors, making more than lawyers, making more than dentists. You know what I mean? When you've built a brand for yourself and people like you as the person, people are going to spend money on you. People are going to watch your content. Wants to be seen as smart all the time. Yeah, exactly. That's the part of himself that he is he takes a lot of pride in. He takes a lot of pride in the fact that he is smart and that he has a high intellect. Most doctors, that's how most doctors are. You know what I mean? A lot of doctors pride themselves on their intellect. Anwar, the dating coach, said that women shouldn't date doctors, lawyers, cops, and firefighters. I agree. I refuse. Listen, I've dated all of those. I've dated all of those. But also the thing about it is this, like dating has a lot of nuance to it. And so when it comes to dating, you have to go in with an intention on dating. No matter what the title is, these men aren't going to be faithful. These men are going to want your validation. I don't know why my place gets so. I think the reason why I get so warm is because my ring light. Like, I don't know. I think it's like it gets like hot on me. The light's on me, so I just get a little bit warmer quicker when I'm on live with the ring light on. But I know I love this fan. Um, but these men are gonna cheat. These men are gonna want validation from women, no matter what title they have, whether they're a doctor or a lawyer or a businessman or whatever. Like, I just care about, it's all about what you care about. If all you care about is, I feel like if all you care about is money, all you want is money, then you need to get with the man that is in a career that has money and he's also generous and he's going to give you that money. It's plenty of women out there that are married to doctors. They know that their husband cheats. They know that their husband is hitting on the nurses, that are at work. But they're like, I don't care because he's giving me his money. I'm getting what I want out of him. I'm able to go on vacation and have the nanny and the maid and the this and the that. And so they don't care. Like, I could have just played the role to get what I wanted because he made it clear he was very generous. However, that generosity doesn't mean it would have been for me. I know better now. And another thing too is that men will tell you things like, "Oh, I'm generous," because, like, especially with a doctor. You know what I mean? Doctors are used to dealing with women because a lot of women have stars in their eyes over doctors. There's a lot of women who become nurses just so that they can hook a doctor, just so that they can potentially be with a doctor. So it's all about the intent behind why they're telling you what they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? So he could have very well been telling you, like, "Oh, I'm a generous person," to try to plant a seed in your mind to get you to try to perform in order to get his generosity. Because he may not even be generous for real. Or maybe he's only generous when you do what he says, which in most cases, that's what they mean when they say generous. They're only going to be generous to you when you give them what they want. The generosity from men is transactional, which is why you have to be transactional. You're not going to do more than what you want to do to get what you want. And if they don't give you what you want based off of what you're willing to do and only what you're willing to do, well, then you're just not going to talk to that person anymore. I don't know, I guess the feelings don't align. You know what I mean? The needs don't align between both parties. And so you go talk to someone else that can give you what you want in exchange for what it is that you want to do. I don't date. Listen, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do laundry, I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I make that very clear and upfront. Do doctors hit on you while you're at work? Yes, they do. Morals and kindness will get you taken advantage of, but the opposite of the spectrum, narcissism, isn't any better. Yeah, you have to be multifaceted. You have to know when to be nice and who to be nice to, and then you have to know when to be selfish and who to be selfish with. You have to know what side to be on at any given moment, at any given time, with any given person. Because you cannot be nice 24/7. That's how you'll get exploited. But when you're an extreme narcissist, you're not going to have any connections. You're not really going to be able to build a community. It's really just going to be you. You got to have you have to have like healthy levels of everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the doctors definitely have had doctors hit on me before. I've even had a doctor, listen to this. I've literally had a doctor who was married. He literally offered to invite me to his place with his wife there. He was like, "Oh, I live in so and so. Like, I have this house." He was like, "I would love to get your number." He was like, "I'm going to be having a cookout and I would love to have you over." Like, with his whole wife and everything. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'm not that impressed. And that's the thing too. When you've been with like men who have things, when you've been with like doctors and lawyers and these men who are business owners and stuff like that, once you've already done that and been with those men, you become unfazed. You do. You become unfazed. And so as women, that's like the biggest thing. Even if you haven't dealt with men like that, you gotta at least pretend like you have. You know what I mean? You gotta at least pretend like men buy you drinks when you go out. You gotta pretend like men always give you flowers when, when they pick you up, even if they haven't. Because when a man like gives you flowers on the first date and then you act as though like you've never received flowers on the first date, a lot of men are like paying attention to that because they're paying attention to what your standards are. That's like a big thing. Like men inherently want to know what your standards are so that they can undercut your standards. So when you look like you're impressed with flowers, when you look overly impressed with flowers and you're like, "Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I don't ever get flowers on the first date." What you're telling that man is that you're easy to impress. So you just say, "Oh, thank you for the flowers," and then leave it at that. Don't be over thankful. And then that's another issue too. She probably didn't care her boyfriend or girlfriend will be there. Who knows? That's another thing too. I don't know where this rhetoric is coming from men. Um my thing is this: men need to compete with other men. You can't compete with a woman based off of her standards. If there's a guy and I just want to sleep with that guy, I can go sleep with that guy and he not give me anything because that's what I want to do in that moment. A 304 is hoe. HOE. And so when men like give this argument and men are like, "Well, like this is the thing, you're never gonna know. Like you're never gonna know what other people have done for me. You're never gonna know that unless I tell you and then I can lie." Men have an irrational fear of getting taken advantage of because men are always taking advantage of other people. So men always are going to have this irrational fear, feeling like, "Well, I don't want to do this for her because I know there's another guy out there that probably didn't have to do it." Okay, well then you shouldn't date anybody then. Like you shouldn't be dating. Because I could say the same thing for men. I could say, "Oh, you know what? He probably took this girl out. He probably took another girl out for Ruth's Chris on the first date, but he only wants to take me to TGI Fridays." I could say the same thing. But there's always going to be another guy that's going to go above and beyond. You know what I mean? Go above and beyond. That's the thing about it. It's just like with the passport bros. Here's the thing: women can have an abundance mindset just like men, and men don't understand this. If you're not going to do it, someone else will. I can go wherever I want to go in the world. Someone's going to give me what I want. Don't isn't that is exactly what men say when men are like, well, it's a billion women out here, I don't have to deal with these Western women. And so what do men do? They go to different areas, they go to different countries to get what they want. I don't care if you're feeling some type of way because you feel slighted because someone didn't have to do what you didn't do. You're not the same person. Men are not a monolith. And so as men have to men pick and choose when they want men to be a monolith and then when they don't want men to be a monolith. When it comes to generalizing and when it comes to making a generalization, all of a sudden it's not all men. All of a sudden, oh, it's not all men, you cannot say that about all men. But then at the very same time, you're comparing yourself with these other men based off of what they've done for women. Like, who cares? I'll just go to where the simps are. I'll just deal with simps. The simps aren't out here like, well, I'm not going to do this for her because she probably, then you're never going to meet anyone. You're never going to have a woman then because you're too busy comparing yourself to what another man has done. That was his choice to do it. If a man wanted to take a woman on vacation 1 month into the relationship, why are you going to blame the woman for that? That's what the man wanted to do. And at the end of the day, it proves my point always. Men really want to be simps, but they don't want to go down the real path of being a simp. Because he just said you can just have a one night stand, but don't expect another guy to go above and beyond. So really what you're saying is you want sex for free. That's really what you're saying. You're saying that you want sex for free. And that's cool if you want it for free. Only deal with women who don't have any standards. You know what I mean? Only deal with women who like you and who are chasing after you. Because this is also a tactic that men will use. Men will never approach women. Men will only allow women to approach them because those men understand that if that woman was willing to go as far as to approach that man, then that means that she will be willing to have lower standards in most cases. She will be willing to take the bare minimum, and the man is going to be able to get whatever it is that he wants. It ain't my fault if like some guy it ain't my fault if, hey, I like this guy or whatever and I only want to sleep with this guy. Who cares? You didn't take out every single woman that you slept with. So that's why I don't understand that logic. You didn't take out every single woman that you slept with. And this is why men and women, you should only go into a relationship doing what you want to do. Not about who you're doing it for. That's where men get lost in the sauce. Who am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. It's very simple. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Ain't nobody asking. At the end of the day, ain't nobody forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. If you don't want to take women out on dates, if you don't want to court women, if you don't want to do anything for women, then that's fine. Only deal with women who are expecting that treatment. One thing crazy to me is that men I've dated will start to have problems with me dancing, but when I bring up them watching porn, it's the end of the world. Yes, because men, you can never check men on anything because men get mad at the fact that women's behavior is a mirror of their behavior. You can't get mad at the 304 making money when men are consuming it. You cannot have a supply without a demand. Prostitution is the oldest profession. Like, really break that down in your head. Prostitution is the oldest profession. That means that the woman was the very first good for sale. That means that women were the very first thing that men chose to sell. You're mad at your own reflection. You're mad at the mirror that's being put up to you. That's a you problem. It's not the woman's problem. Exactly. And that's exactly. If you're paying for the experience, there you go. But the thing about it is that if you're meeting somebody new, you don't know what experience you are going to have. And that's the thing about dating. Dating, vetting, none of that shit there's no foolproof way to go about that. You know what I mean? There is no foolproof way to go about that. When you're choosing to date, when you're choosing to deal with another person, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk on potentially being let down. You're taking a risk on not getting the outcome that you want. You got to chalk the L's to the game. It is what it is. That makes so much sense. He also tried to talk to men by catfishing them as women. Oh, well then that means that he's bisexual or gay. Which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of men, that's another reason why men don't like 304s, is because it forces them to have the harsh reality that this is what they're paying for. This is what they're buying. This is what they like. Most men are not proud of the fact that they are lustful over women. Men are not proud over the fact that they hate women, but at the same time, they can't live without women. They hate that. Because men are taught to not respect women. Men are taught to not like women. Men are taught to see women as inferior. To men, we're stupid. We lack morals. To men, we're just only here to be here for our bodies. And that's why I said most men, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is that for a lot of men, this is on a subconscious level. You know what I mean? Most men are not waking up like, I hate women, I'm going to find a way to ruin a woman's day today. A lot of it is subconscious. A lot of men think that they like women because they're willing to sleep with women. No, that means you like sleeping with women. That doesn't mean you actually like women, because when you see women acting like women and when you see women actually being women, that's when you have a problem. When you see women being emotional, when you see women not listening to you, women are not naturally submissive. They're not. Women are not naturally submissive people. Men keep saying submission is natural. Submission for women is natural. If it's so natural, why are you constantly trying to beg women to submit to you? If it was natural, you would never have to beg. You would never have to try to force women to be submissive, because women are not submissive. Men are submissive. When men go into the army, when men go to the Marines, they're taking orders from other men. They're bootlicking for other men. The police force, the same thing. Women don't have fields. Women don't have fields where they're literally orchestrating to take commands from another woman. Women are not submissive. If it was meant for women to be submissive, why are women the caregivers? That makes no sense. Like, let's really break down the psychology behind this narrative on women needing to be submissive. If women were meant to be submissive, how come our creator put women in the role of having children? You can't have a child and submit to your child, because then who's going to raise the child? You have to be dominant. You can't raise a child under submission. That means you're gonna let the child walk all over you. And this is the reason why we have too many weak men, because women have fallen under submission. Women have fallen under this this brainwashing propaganda of being submissive. And so they have these children and they let these children walk all over them. No, you're supposed to be dominant. You're supposed to be the one giving the orders. That's why these men out here, that's why these mothers have created these weak men, because they let their children, their sons, walk all over them. And this is also the reason why women, mothers, tend to not like their daughters, because daughters will not submit. Daughters have more independence. And so then mothers will use this independence and then adultify and then parentify her daughter. Meanwhile, the man gets to stay as a boy forever. Women are trying to dominate over the wrong gender. You think women should be the leaders of society? Based off of brain scans, women make better leaders. Based off of the areas of our brain that are different amongst men, women are better leaders. And if you look up countries of places where women are the leaders, it's less crime. There is a lot more, it's more carefree. There's a lot more benefits for mothers in these countries. I feel like women should be leaders of society. I do. I feel like life would be a lot better. Because the thing about it is this: men and women don't want the same things. This is the thing. When men try to make women feel grateful for the contributions of society that men have given us, what men don't realize is that women don't care about any of that. Women didn't ask for capitalism. Women didn't ask for this necessarily. Men care about dominating. Men care about world leadership. Men care about being in power. Women don't care about that. Women care about having peace. Women care about fairness. Women care about generosity for the collective, and women care about people having emotional intelligence. That way we can connect with one another. That's what women care about on a fundamental level. Men care about power and dominance and all of these things. We don't care about that. So when it comes to women being world leaders, you cannot go tit for tat on women and men being leaders, because women will not lead the same way as men. The world will look completely different with a woman being in leadership, because our intentions are not the same. Women want to create a world where everyone is happy, life is peaceful, and everyone can get along. We feel safe. That's what women care about: happiness and safety. Men don't care about happiness and safety. Men are the things that we need protection from, because they're the ones committing the crimes. Men don't care about happiness. Men don't care about safety. Men don't care about protection. If women were world leaders, do you think we would be in war? Do you really think that we would have wars? Women aren't caring about wars and taking over countries and having allyship in other countries to barter and trade. Women don't care about any of that stuff. I'm so glad that the women got on here. Thank you guys for chiming in. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing against men. I just thought it was super weird at the beginning of this live. It was nothing but men on here at first. Like I said, I don't care if men are on here. I don't care that men are on here. Maybe it was just the subject matter, and that's what got men over here. But I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? Why are they over here? I'm only going to be on here for like 10 more minutes. If you guys have like any questions, or if you have any other thing to chime in on. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel as though the women who are, thank you. I feel as though the women who are choosing not to fall in line with the status quo, the women who are choosing to not care about morality, the women who are out here trying to get their bag. They don't care about what these men think. They're going to get it by any means necessary. Those are the women that are dangerous. Those are the women who are going to thrive. Those are the women who are going to be well accomplished. Yes, men love 304s. Like, I'm telling you, men love 304s. The reason why men cap so much about their disdain for 304s is because these men care about impressing other men. So this is the reason why men will marry the plain Jane, men will marry the boring woman, men will marry the homemaker, but they're going to cheat on her with the 304. The 304 is what they really, really want. And the reason why is because men cannot have a 304 when he cares. This is the thing. This is why men that have money, they don't care if a woman is a 304 or not. Because these men have enough wealth. They don't need your opinion because they have wealth. They have their own business. They have their own money. They have their own platform and their own pedestal. So when these men have their own pedestal that they've built themselves on, they don't need to do things for male approval. Only average men are afraid. Only average men are afraid to court a 304. Like, I typically only date business owners. I typically only deal with men who are self-made. So these men who are self-made, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck that I danced or that I did OnlyFans or anything like that. They don't care. Because they're like, these people, I don't work for these people. I don't care about these people. I don't care. Like, I've really had men that I've dated, like, literally tell me to my face that they love 304s. They like 304s. They prefer to be with 304s. So a lot of this is just based in jealousy, and a lot of this is just based in men wanting male validation. Average men like men more than they like women. And when I say that, I don't mean sexually, I mean their social credit. Men want social credit from men. And so when the collective says that 304 not allowed, we don't like 304, the men are going to conform. That's why I said men are submissive. Men are submissive. Because the only thing that's stopping a man from dating a 304 is the opinion of another man. That means that you're submissive. That means that you're submitting to what another man is telling you what you should be doing. And those are the type of men that I don't like. I don't like men that care about societal norms. I don't like men who care about that shit. I like men who do what they want to do because they want to do it. Okay, I appreciate a man who can openly be with what you love. Love a 304, wife her. It only makes sense. Exactly. Men want to be with the woman that they absolutely don't like to try to change her into the person that they think that she should be. Watching your videos and lives have helped me so much. I was crashing out over a man who wasn't worth shit, but I'm getting my energy back. Yes, I love that. That's great. Hi, you have great content, thank you. In society, everyone else, specifically women, are held responsible for the choices, behaviors of males except themselves. Exactly. Exactly. And the thing about it is that the women, like, I'm glad because women are waking up and women are realizing that why should you stop living the way that you want to live life for a man that's going to do what he wants to do anyway? You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. You cooking, you cleaning, you being faithful, that's not going to stop a man from being unfaithful. That's not going to stop a man from acting out in his nature. So you might as well do what you want to do. And broke men be jealous of 304s. Exactly. Broke men are jealous of 304s because they gotta clock in and out. They gotta hurt their back. They gotta get their hands all rough. They gotta be freezing. They gotta work in the smeltering heat. You know what I mean? To make $30 an hour, and there's a woman out there showing her boobies and her butt, and she's over here making $43 million a year. I have never thought of dancers as a 304 though. When did that happen? It's general. You know what I'm saying? It's general. So I'm just kind of generalizing whether you're an S worker. Because like for instance, some people don't consider some people consider dancing to be S work, and other people don't consider dancing to be S work. My definition of 304 is pretty much when you are pretty much trading in your sexuality, you're trading in you being a woman for a direct exchange for money. So you're using your own sexuality as a money or as a way to make money. I can't marry or settle down with the 304 because I fear that another person sexually satisfied her better than me. It's not male validation though. 304s are for recreational purposes only. But who's to say that the woman that you marry that isn't a 304 didn't get sexually satisfied by anyone? Like, who's to say that a non 304 hasn't slept with people who was better than you? That's why I said a lot of this stuff just doesn't have any logical sense. Make any logical sense. A lot of this quote unquote logic, I'm never getting married or having children either. But a lot of this just isn't rooted in logic. And then we'll be like, I can tell, I can tell, I can tell. If you could tell, then how come all the men aren't married to the submissive woman that they want, the woman who won't cheat, the woman who won't leave? If men are able to know who's a 304 and who's wifey type, how come they all aren't married with these type of women? Since men are so good at knowing, how come y'all don't have these women? If you guys know who's a 304 and who's not a 304, who has a high body count, who doesn't have a low body count, how come you all aren't married with the women with a low body count? I'm in a relationship with a woman and sometimes it's odd because sometimes she acts just like a man, or is this a topic for another video? Some people are gonna have emotions in kind of like have those tendencies like men, depending on who they were raised by, and what their life experiences was. Thank you. Who's to say that woman is even enjoying it? Exactly. And that's another thing too. Women need to be more forthcoming about men's performance in the bedroom. Men keep projecting men project their satisfaction that they get from sex onto women. A lot of men don't realize that most women are not out here having sex that they like having. Like most women are not sexually fulfilled. So this is why when men use the whole body count thing, it makes no sense. You know how many bodies women have to go through to find a man who actually knows what the fuck he's doing? You know how many bodies women have to go through to actually find a guy that lasts longer than 2 minutes? Like for a lot of women, the reason why their body counts are so high is because they're trying to find a man who knows what the fuck he's doing. I personally don't believe that. Here's the thing: men can't tell women about what's going on in their body sexually. You'll never be able to. You'll never be able to. So you can't sit here and say, I know it's from a man's perspective, but at the end of the day, that's not the truth. Usually when women find a man who can sexually satisfy her, that's the person that she wants to keep sleeping with because it's so rare. That's the thing. Like, women need to be more honest about this stuff. Finding a man who can actually satisfy a woman is rare. It's very, 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 very rare. Because most men don't want to try hard to please women. A lot of men they're only doing this to satisfy themselves. There's a lot of men who don't care about satisfying the woman. I feel like after a while you just black out in the club. I'm not like, ooh, yes. I'm like, ew. Exactly. I feel like a lot of men, because women are always trying to protect men's ego, and women have been conditioned to protect a man's ego. Men don't really know the truth regarding how women really feel about men. Here's the thing, that's life. That's life. No matter what sector it is, that's life. You're always going to be compared to something. Men are so fearful of rejection because men are constantly getting rejected. Men are so fearful at someone being better than them because men don't get a whole lot of validation. So men really care a lot about how they fare with other people because men don't want to give women a reason to reject them because men are always getting rejected. But that's life. I didn't make the rules. Exactly. It's because men need a source of validation. Men won't accept the facts of life. The facts of life is that it's just like with women. It's always going to be someone prettier. It's always going to be someone younger. It's always going to be someone willing. Who cares? That's life. Get over it. Get what you want from that person, and then when that doesn't work out, go deal with another person. Y'all be taking stuff too personal. Y'all take stuff way too personal. Grow up. Grow up. Who cares if she was with someone that had a bigger D? Who cares if she was someone who lasted longer than you? Figure out a way to last longer. Figure out a way to please her. And if you don't want to do that, then skip along and go find the person that you're compatible with in the bedroom. Y'all too concerned about the wrong thing. Right. Just get me where I'm going. Don't worry about the past. I'm with you right now. Exactly. Exactly. I'm not over here with no man thinking about, oh, he probably was with a woman prettier than me. He probably was with another woman that's got a fatter ass than me. He probably was with another woman who's got a better body than me. I don't care. Who cares? He probably was. And here's the thing. Even if you're the biggest man that she's ever been with right now, it's always going to be someone out there that's better than you, has more money than you, is better looking than you. Who cares? It's insecurity. Exactly. It's insecurity. Why do you care about that so much? But most men are insecure, and most men are insecure on a subconscious level. This is why men don't want to believe women when we tell men that they're being insecure. Trust me, when a woman knows insecurity because women are always given insecurities by the media. The BBL, being thin, having a small nose, having big tits, cellulite, all that stuff. Women are always given something to be insecure about. So when women are able to tell men being insecure or not. Yet, yes, I would settle down with a guy that has been younger and more prettier than me. He sent this to Sasha. But I wouldn't care about being with a man who's been with a woman who's younger than me or prettier than me. Because the thing about it is this. This is what men do. Men think that women are robots. Point blank period. Men think that women are robots. Men don't see women as human. So men generalize and think that women just have a one-track mind just like they do. Women don't have a one-track mind. Relationships are nuanced. But men are never satisfied. Men are never going to be satisfied. That's the thing. That's what you're not realizing. A lot of women accept the fact that men are never going to be satisfied. So who cares? This is why men cheat. Men are always cheating. Duh. He's never going to be satisfied. Whether he was with someone better or worse before or after me, you're never going to be satisfied. And it's a projection. It's a projection. Men are never satisfied, and so men project that onto women. Women have been conditioned to take scraps anyway. Women have been conditioned to accept the below bare minimum effort from men. This is why men are always scared. Well, what if she meets someone richer? You know, she's gonna meet someone richer. Okay, and it's no different than you cheating. What difference is it? You might have found someone more attractive and you want to sleep with that woman. So what's wrong with her finding someone with more money and her wanting to deal with a man that has more money? Exactly. I don't believe in a dream girl. Men don't have a dream girl. Men have the girl of their dreams in that moment. Because you wake up from a dream, right? And you don't have the same dream, and you cannot continue a dream that you had previously. You have the dream, and then you wake up from that dream. And then you have other dreams after that. So there is no such thing as a dream girl. There's no single dream that one person is having over and over again. You're going to wake up from the dream, and then you're going to dream about something else. So the dream girl is whatever girl that fits his dream at that moment. To me, that's dumb logic. It's just not smart to settle down with someone who is a downgrade. It's recipe for dysfunction. She'll meet someone else, and then you'll be the top person, and then she can meet someone else, and now you're the downgrade. So that's stupid logic. Compared to someone else, you're a downgrade. She ain't met the person yet that's better than you yet. This is the reason why men don't want women to wear makeup. They don't want women to wear certain type of clothing. They don't want women to always have their best foot forward. Because men are afraid that she's going to find someone better. Exactly. And women think this about them. A lot of women think this about themselves. So I still feel like it's a projection. Because like I said before, I don't hear women talking about this. Women don't get in relationships with men or deal with men thinking about the woman that they were with in the past. Because here's the thing. Men sleep with a lot of women. Women aren't like, I hope it's tight enough. What if he was with someone tighter than me? Women aren't thinking like that. It's screaming insecurity. Exactly. That's what it is. Them say exactly. The thing about men is that men think in hierarchies. Men think in hierarchies. Everything that was all of this stuff was created by men. Social classes are hierarchies. Okay? Races of people was based in hierarchy. Genders based in hierarchy. So this is normal male thinking. Males think in hierarchies. And so when they think of upgrade and downgrade, men are always thinking of who's better than them, who's worse than them. Because that's how men are. Men are always thinking in hierarchies. Rocky P, you said yourself you're a womanizer. So obviously you said it yourself, you sleep with a lot of women. This is what I'm saying. Y'all move the goalposts too much. Like, I don't care if the men that I deal with sleep with a lot of women. And like, men keep trying to do this reverse psychology, and they don't know when to apply it. Like, first you're a womanizer, and then all of a sudden men don't sleep with a lot of women. Which is it? Which is it? Because y'all, I'm going to clock the T because I got good memory. I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember. Okay, but now you're sleeping with a lot of women. So you can't sit here and say men do not sleep with a lot of women. Now, I will say comparatively, men don't have access. Men want women more than women want men. That's just how it is. And the thing about it is that men don't like that. Men hate the fact that they want us more than we want them. But I'm glad you were able to have access, though. I'm glad you worked on yourself and you were able to have access to, you know what I'm saying, like the women that you wanted, and being able to do what you want to do. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is like just a projection. Even with 304s, you can ask any man. If men switched places with women, okay, and they got to be a beautiful woman, you can ask men this. They would be doing the same thing that these 304s were doing. Just ask them. What would you do if you woke up as a beautiful woman? They're all gonna tell you. Oh, I'm gonna go have as much sex as possible, and I'm gonna get as much money as I can from men as possible. And what's even funnier is that what a lot of men don't realize, it's men behind these OnlyFans accounts. Men are actually the ones running these accounts while the woman creates the content. That's what a lot of men don't even realize. And I know it because I live to see it. Yes, exactly. They would be loose as a goose. They literally, their insides would be coming out. That's how much they would be sleeping. That's how much they would be sleeping with everybody. But yeah, these 304s that these men can't stand. Yeah, behind these accounts are actually men. A lot of these men are actually talking to other men and don't even realize it. A lot of these creators work for management firms where the girl creates the content, and then there's a man behind the account messaging these men all day. Here's the thing, women don't abuse power. Like, women don't abuse power because women aren't looking for power. Like, you just proved my point right. You think that women want the same thing as men. Women don't want the same thing as men. Women don't want world domination, total domination, power. Women don't want those things. Women want to be happy, and women want to be safe. That's what women want. Women want to be happy, and women want to be safe. All you're doing is saying what men, all you're doing is projecting what men do in power, and you're projecting that onto women. Where if women abuse power so much, where are all the lawsuits? Where are all the lawsuits towards the women who are in power and the women that own businesses? Where are all their lawsuits? Because where I'm looking, I only see lawsuits. I'm only seeing lawsuits from women regarding men in power. I'm not seeing anyone with lawsuits regarding women. I'm only seeing it regarding men. Jay-Z, P. Diddy. I only see that regarding men. So if women are abusing power, how come the women that are in powerful positions, how come no one is stepping forth regarding them legally? This is only men that I see. This is only men that I see with abusing power. How come it's always men who are behind sex trafficking? How come it's always men behind like sex rings and prostitution and pimping. That's exploiting. That's abusing your power. Women aren't doing this. Exactly. I don't see a lawsuit against Kamala Harris. So that's why I said a lot of these arguments, these talking points are very, very weak talking points. A lot of these talking points are just projections. Men and women are not the same. Men and women do not think the same. We do not have the same lived experience. Women don't care about war and power and stuff like that. They don't. And if we can be real honest about it, this is what's so funny. Men don't even realize that they are actually being exploited by men in power. Because see, when men go into the Army, the Marines, the Navy, all of these types of like armed forces types of organizations, when they're doing that, these men in power who are the head of these organizations, they're exploiting men. They're exploiting you. They're manipulating you psychologically. They literally have to train you psychologically to see people as an enemy, so that way you can unalive them. And then they're the ones making money off of the war. And what are you getting? You're getting PTSD. You are getting injured. You are potentially losing your life. And then when it's all said and done, you're not even going to be able to come back to find a job as a regular civilian, nor are you going to be able to get the medical health services you need. So you've been a victim. These men that go into certain fields, you're actually the product of getting abused by people in power. And these people aren't giving a damn about your mental health. They don't give a damn about you not being able to find a job. You just got exploited by a man in power. I don't see women doing that. I don't see women creating organizations where they are literally exploiting the people that's serving their organization. I don't see any of that. Men get money and men get power, and they exploit people with their money and their power. Men aren't able to have power without harming another person. Women typically aren't willing to harm another person in order to have power. Is there anything you guys want me to talk about next? Any suggestions? Any content that you want to see? I still can't believe I'm banned off of TikTok for the next week going on live. I'm over it. I'm not going to that platform anymore for a while. Because they hate this type of like rhetoric so much. They do. They hate it so much. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's anything that anyone else is saying. I am gonna hop up off of here. Hold on, just found you. What do you generally cover? So, this channel is a decentering men channel, okay? So, I'm pretty much gonna cover topics on male nature, so just like explaining male nature to women, and then like how to level up. So, like, how to make more money, how to not get manipulated, how to earn more money, how to enhance your beauty, how to social climb. Okay, so how to make connections with people so that way you can earn more money or open up a business or achieve your goals. Pretty much the channel is just female empowering. I want women to live their life on their terms and just get whatever the hell they want. And really the thing about TikTok is that TikTok, I'll only get kicked off of TikTok when it's some man that's like mad, if I don't block them like quick enough. because they won't like what I'm talking about, and then they will report my live for hate speech, and then that's what will get me kicked off. Because I saw growth very, very quickly on TikTok. I've only been on TikTok since like July, and I really started getting like more intentional in August with my TikTok, and I have like, I think like 38.5K followers on there. So my TikTok got it blew up really, really quickly. So they definitely were rewarding my content and pushing my content. But it's just whenever they ask those people what they think about the content, and it's some dusty who's mad, then they go report my shit for hate speech. Yeah, Sarah Nicole, definitely. Thank you. Yeah, and since we're gonna ban TikTok, I just figure I might as well come over here and carry over my content that I built a platform over there, and then bring it over here. If you are interested in seeing my TikTok content, I have the same name on there. Not Queen Sovereign, it's just Queen on there, but my @ is the same. It's Sovereign Being. Do you honestly think two women can be in a successful relationship? Two anybody's can be in a successful relationship if they have the same values that align with one another. You know what I mean? That's it. Like if they both have the same values and they uphold those values and they uphold what it is that they want and both parties are benefiting, then yes. But it's hard. I don't even think that we're meant to be monogamous, if you ask me. I don't think monogamy is natural. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want monogamy if that's what you want, but I feel as though monogamy was like socially engineered. It was socially engineered. I don't think it's natural to just only want to be with one person. Cause I don't know about you, but I get annoyed of people after a certain time. Like, no, I mean, come on, you're never gonna be in a relationship where someone doesn't annoy you or like you don't want to really talk to them anymore. In my opinion, I think it's so important to talk about women practicing self-defense. Too many of us do little to nothing to develop survival skills, strength, and situational awareness. That is very, very, very true. That was one of the things that I learned early on from dancing, because obviously that can be a very dangerous environment if you allow it to be, if putting yourself in those predicaments. Because I danced with girls who they lost their lives going to hotels with men. I've danced with women who lost their lives getting into very toxic relationships, and there was DV involved. So women, that's the thing. That's the reason why I don't like these trends where we're infantilizing women. So when they're like, "Oh, I'm just a girl," or "I shut my brain off with my man," like, no, like with a man or without a man, you need to be vigilant. Like, you have to be vigilant when it comes to ever dealing with a man, and just being aware of your surroundings, so that you make sure that these men don't follow you, to make sure that these men don't try to harm you. You have to be extremely, especially nowadays, you have to be extremely careful with your surroundings and pay attention, and also knowing what to do in certain situations. Like when men ask for my number, I have to like pay attention and kind of read the man and kind of like give off, like, see the type of energy. There's just some men who I'm just never gonna reject because they look like they'll get aggressive if I reject them. So I'm like, you know what? I just give them my number and then block them after. And then sometimes you gotta understand when to not give somebody your number. Yes, my daughter is beautiful, but she's in martial arts 3 times a week, so she reach out and touch certain places and take someone down real quick. Exactly. Exactly. My best friend, she was in martial arts too. It's a good thing to be in. Can you recapture why do men and women hate 304s? I missed the live. So pretty much I had stated, after I wrap this up, I'm gonna be done with the live. I just want to make sure that everyone who joined in late can understand what I was talking about. So the reason why, so I'll start with women first. The reason why women hate 304s is because the women who don't like 304s are upset over the fact that they've fallen into the lie regarding morality. So a lot of women have believed the brainwashing when it comes to morality. That women should be pure, that women shouldn't care about things like money, that love is enough, that loyalty is enough. And so a lot of women that are believing this morality BS, a lot of these women are the same women going 50-50. Okay, they're the same women who can't get a trip out of their man, can't get a luxury bag out of their man, can't get a bill paid by their man. They're stuck cooking, cleaning, constantly having to be a bang maid. And then the man is cheating with a 304. So they're over here practicing immorality, and then their boyfriend or husband is cheating on them with a 304. And so a lot of these women don't like the 304s because the women look at the 304s as being less than because they are not upholding their morality. But the 304 is getting everything that she wants. She don't have to cook, she don't have to clean. As a matter of fact, the husband or the boyfriend of another man, he is giving that 304 money so that she can pay for a chef, so that she can pay for a cook, so she can pay for a maid. These are the same men that's making it so that this 304 doesn't even have to cook and clean herself. This 304, she has enough money from husbands and boyfriends. She has enough money so that she can take her own self on a trip. She didn't have to ask her boyfriend and beg her boyfriend, when are we going to go on vacation? When is our next trip going to be? The 304 has enough money. She has enough money. She can travel whenever she wants to. And she doesn't have to worry about cooking and cleaning and dealing with a man and caring about all of his complaints and worrying about if he's cheating and worrying about if he's looking at porn and looking at girls on Instagram. She didn't have to worry about that. So a lot of the women that don't like 304s, they really are jealous of the fact that they're seeing that their morality has not given them anything. And when it comes to men are jealous of the fact that 304s are able to be alchemists. That's really what it is. It's practicing alchemy. Women that are 304s, they, number one, you can't shame them. And the number one tactic that men use to try to take women down is shame. They are always trying to shame women. And so women who are 304s, you can't shame them. They care about the bag. They don't care if you call them a 304. And that threatens men. That threatens the patriarchy because they're seeing that women they can no longer force women into submission with shame. And so that pisses off a lot of men. Also, a lot of men don't like 304s because they actually like the 304. They like the 304 and they realize that 304 will never give them a time of day unless he has money. So the average man will never have access to the 304. That's the reason why they're paying for OnlyFans. Because for most men, the closest that they're going to get to a 304 is a hoe. So pretty much 304 came from, it's so crazy that people don't know this, but I knew what a 304 was at in second grade, as horrible as that sounds. But pretty much 304 was derived from, you would type in 304 on a calculator and then you would turn it upside down and it spells out hoe. So that's what it comes from. Excuse me. But men are jealous of the 304, and so a lot of average men don't have the money, they don't have the status, they don't have the power or the means to get close to the 304 because men like 304s. They do. Men really, really like 304s. They really, really do. And so she receives from all the women, husbands, and boyfriends. Meanwhile, the poor wives can't afford to. Exactly. And so the closest that these men can get to being with the 304 is having to pay for it on OnlyFans. Because this woman is never going to notice this average man. Because that's the thing too. Most men are invisible to women. They are. Most men are invisible to women. And so they get upset because they're like, oh my God, this woman is beautiful and she gets to make money off of just her beauty alone. Meanwhile, he has to go to the factory You know what I mean? And he's got to pick up heavy things. He's got to work outside where it's cold. He got to work outside where it's hot. And all this girl has to do is just dress up in cute lingerie and put on makeup and do her hair. And she can make $43 million a year. My question is, how do they do that? Get the bag? Wait, you're asking how do the women get the bag? You're asking how the 304s get the bag? It's so obvious they like them. That's why they exist, and by the money they make. Exactly. And that's what's so funny. That's what I said. You cannot believe what men tell you. Pay attention to their actions. If men hated 304s so much, why are the 304s making all this money? Who is giving the 304s the money? Because it's not women. Women are not paying for these 304s. It's coming from the men. The call is always going to come from inside the house from men. So whatever men are telling you that they don't like, all you do is reverse it. And that's actually what they do like. So when they say that they don't like BBLs, they love BBLs. And they're also telling you this stuff to make you feel comfortable, to make you less assuming. So when y'all are at the grocery store and y'all are shopping together and the girl with the 304 walks past, you'll be thinking like, oh, he said he doesn't like BBLs. The girl has a BBL. He doesn't like BBLs, he told me. And so in your head, you're like, I don't gotta worry about that. Meanwhile, when you're turned around, he's like staring at the BBL because he really does like BBLs. Okay, so the way that these women are getting the bag, bartending, bottle girls, OnlyFans, anything where women can, any job where women can use their beauty for money. That's what a 304 is, and that's what's always demonized. Men don't want women to be reminded that they're beautiful, and men don't want women to realize that beauty is currency. Always remember that. Beauty is currency. So if a man is asking to take you out on a date, he needs to be paying for the date. Always. I don't care where you want to go on the date. He needs to be paying for the date. Because when you're there, beautiful, makeup, hair done, nails, toes, body on fleek, outfit nice, shoes nice, that man is going to get the most attention that he has ever received in however many months his last date was, or however much attention is beautiful as the last date was. He is getting, you are a status symbol. Beauty is a form of status, and it's worth money. It's currency. So you're not getting ready and just sitting at that dinner table for free. People are looking at y'all at the dinner table, and they're over here like, oh wow, what's a girl, you hear that all the time, what's a girl like her doing with a guy like him? In other words, she's beautiful. What makes this guy special that she is willing to share her beauty with him? Also, men like detached women. A wife or girlfriend can't be detached, as the main reason women want relationships is for emotional intimacy. But this kills the mystery for men, and they devalue their woman. Spot on. Yup. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. You have to understand that your emotions are a weakness for men. And that's another reason why women don't like the 304. Women who are married and women who have a relationship with a man and they don't like 304s, another reason why they're mad is because they think that their emotions are currency to men. Your emotions are not currency to men. All your emotions are is just a cord attaching you to that man. And so these women get upset because they realize that they're emotionally attached to a man who is not caring about their emotions. It's one-sided. It's a very one-sided situation once emotions get involved and once a woman is attached. Usually the attachment is only on one side. The woman is a lot more attached to the man than the man is attached to the woman. And so this is also another reason why when women could just like sleep with men and like not talk to them regularly, or like not try to turn like a friends with benefits into a situationship, or a situationship into a relationship, these will be the very same men trying to get this woman in a relationship because she isn't showing that she wants the relationship. Men want the thing that they can't have. So in this, when the regular woman with morality, when she's leading with love and she's leading with all of these emotions and stuff like that, it's cute at first to the man, and then after a while he's kind of just like, okay, I'm bored. I'm bored. I know she loves me. I know she's obsessed with me. You know what I mean? I know she cares about me. The mystery is gone. Yep. A lot of women have a Disney princess delusional fantasy about men and relationships, and they become extremely emotionally attached, dependent on men. Exactly. Getting attached to a fantasy, getting attached to a figment of your imagination. And then they're mad because what they don't realize is that you're just chasing a fantasy. 304s understand that women 304s understand that men are never going to uphold love and loyalty. So the 304s are just like, why would I ask men for something that they're not going to be able to give me? Why would I ask men for something that they're not going to be able to uphold? No, I'll just get the money. I will just get the money, and the other women, they can give those men the love and the caring and the nurturing and their emotions and all that stuff. The 304s, very transactional. Very, very, very transactional. And so the women who are living out this like fairy tale princess dream in their head about this man coming in and being their Prince Charming and these men coming in to save them, they realize that it's not that. These men aren't trying to save you. These men aren't trying to help you. Men want what they want when they want it, and men are willing to pay for what they want when they want it. So even if he's married, even if you're giving him what he wants, what if he wants something else and you can't give it to him? A man is going to find a way to get that thing that you cannot give to him. Yeah. It's just all about women not caring about being shamed, and men don't like that because they don't. With the beginning of this live, I don't know if anyone was in at the beginning of this live. It was nothing but men trying to shame me. You're brainwashed. You're this. You're that. And I'm like, okay, cool, thank you. But you're still here. You're still here commenting. You're still here watching my content. Why are you watching someone? Why are you watching someone who's brainwashed? If I'm so brainwashed, what does that make you? You're taking in content from someone that you're calling brainwashed. You're stupid. And once I called them out on that, they all left. They all left because they realized they couldn't shame me. When men see that they can't shame you, when men realize that they can't shame you, they lost the game. They lost the plot. Because that's all men have, to try to shame you. Exactly. It's manipulation. And they get mad because they can't manipulate me. Like, did you not hear that I was a stripper for 4 years? I was literally getting paid to manipulate men. I know all the tactics. I know exactly what I got to do to get money out of men. I know exactly how they operate. So you sitting here trying to shame me, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. They just wanna get on here and try to make someone feel bad about themselves. And it ain't gonna work on me. I'll make a video on that. I will. I'll make a video on that. I'm still trying to like play with YouTube because I'm new on here, and so I'm trying to see what people are liking. If it's just better for me to do these lives like this and then just post the live for people to watch later, because it's also easier for me too, because then I don't gotta edit nothing. And then I can interact with you more. It's more fun this way. Maybe I'll have that be my next live on how to manipulate them, on how to manipulate men, because it's actually very easy. Really, all you got to do, the way to manipulate men, all you got to do is do what they do to you. Men want to know what your insecurities are. Men want to know what you're lacking. Men want to know what you're looking for. And so that's what you have to do. Find out their insecurity, find out what they're looking for, find out what source of validation they need, and give them that. So if he's fat, if he's overweight, you know what I mean? You have to make him feel good about his weight. If he's old, you have to make him feel young. And then what you do is all of a sudden quit doing it. Quit doing it. Don't validate them anymore. Don't give them attention anymore. And they're gonna be like, what? What? Their heart is gonna drop into their ass because they've been loving that attention, you've been giving them that validation, and then you just stop. And then they're gonna be chasing after you. They're gonna be chasing after you. You're gonna be like, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Like, you didn't compliment me today. Like, what's going on? You're gonna see them freak the fuck out. They're gonna be chasing after you like crazy, because pretty much all manipulation is, in short, obviously I'll do like an in-depth video about this. All manipulation is you're taking candy from, you're pretty much giving a baby candy, you're giving the baby what they want, and you're taking the candy away, and then you're giving it back to them, and then taking it away. So the candy is whatever the man wants. The candy is whatever the man wants. Men want to feel like men. Men want validation, and men want to feel respected, and men want to feel honored. So you just cut it on and you cut it off. You just take them all throughout these waves. And the thing about it is that men like that. When men say all of these things about what they want, these good girls, and they want peace, no, they don't. They want it toxic. Men want a toxic ass relationship. That's what they want. They want the most toxic relationship ever. They want it toxic. They want it difficult. They want it all types of fucked up, because that's just who men are. Men don't even create anything peaceful in the world. They don't even create anything peaceful in the world for us. All they do is just create hierarchies. They create hierarchies in like these incredible senses of power. They're not creating anything peaceful. So what makes you think they really want peaceful women? They just want women who aren't going to say anything about what they do. Yeah, like that's just who they are. That is just who they are. And this is another thing too. We have to stop demonizing narcissism. We do. We have to start demonizing narcissism. Too many women get into the victim mentality, and women are like, he's a narcissist, he's a narcissist, he's a narcissist. He's a narcissist that got what he wanted, though. That's the thing. That's the thing. He's a narcissist that got what he wanted. And that's why we get pissed off when they're narcissists, because we feel like they took something from us. We feel like we got over on by them. So what do you have to do if you're going to choose to deal with men? You only have two options when you're with men. You're either going to be the hunter or you're going to be hunted. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be the hunter. I don't want to be the prey. And so women have to realize that if this is the game that you want to play, this is how you got to play. This is a game. This is a game. Dealing with men, if you choose to deal with men, this is a game. You can't lead with men being a lover girl. You can't lead with men with your emotions. You can't lead with men with your vulnerability. They will use all of those things and use them against you for their own benefit. This world is not fair. This world don't care about your emotions. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about you getting played. Yeah, stop bringing flowers to a gunfight. These men are not out here. These men are not out here playing fair or playing nice. So you can't either. These men are going to walk all over you. They're going to walk all over you. Dating will be much easier when you go in with an intention. What are you looking for? And is what you're looking for realistic? And who you're looking for that in? Do you have the right target? You need the right target, and you need the right intention, and you need the strategy. That's it. Like at the strip club, we don't talk to attractive men at the strip club. Attractive men are not good targets. They're not good targets. They're not gonna spend any money because they're attractive. They can go to a bar for free and get sex that night. So in most cases, he's not gonna pay for a dance with me. He can get that for free from any other woman. I'm not gonna talk to the attractive man because I don't have anything to exploit. You have to be with men that have something that can be exploited. And I'm not even currently dating right now. I don't have the energy. I'm trying to take care of women right now. I'm trying to be a mother to women and help the women out and have the women leveling up and have the women get into the bag and have the women living their best life. I ain't got time for no men right now. The women right now, that's my priority. And then also, when you get hurt, you have to be like, I'm never going to allow someone to hurt me like this again. Never. I'm never going to allow another person to hurt me like this again. Once you make that decision and once you stand firm on that, you'll never let it happen again. You'll never let it happen again. You won't have to keep healing when you don't put yourself in predicaments that are hurting you. So just don't put yourself in predicaments that are going to hurt you. If he's love bombing you and everything is good and he stopped love bombing you, okay, then leave. Leave. Why are you going to stop? Why are you going to keep dealing with the person who is buying you all these gifts and treating you nice, and now all of a sudden the gifts stop and now he's an asshole, and then you gonna stay? Leave and go find the next person that'll love bomb you so you can get more gifts, so you can get more validation, so you can get more experiences. And then when that guy starts acting up, you go find another guy to do it with, and you just keep doing it. You keep doing it, and you're gonna be like, God damn, I can't tell you the last time I bought something for myself. Like last year, oh my God, last year I was roster dating so hard. I was roster dating so hard. And by the end of the year, I looked and I was like, oh my God, I have all these gifts. I have all these things. I got love bombed so hard at the beginning of the trip. I had this guy take me to Mexico within 1 month. Within 1 month, he had us go to Mexico and bought me so much shit. Yeah, the honeymoon phase is the best phase. I only stay for the honeymoon phase. Hi, Pyrrha. Like, the honeymoon phase is the best phase. You'll get everything you want. It's fun. It's no argument. As soon as the honeymoon phase is over, I'm gone. I'm out of there. Women stay for too long. Women overstay their welcome when it comes to men. As soon as the treatment changes, leave. Because guess what? If you decide you're gonna stop sleeping with this man, if you decide that you no longer want to look beautiful for this man, you think he's gonna stay? If you think he's gonna stay if you get to 600 pounds, you think he's gonna stay if you stop sleeping with him? No, that's why he's there. If you're there for the gifts and if you're there for the good treatment, why would you stay for no gifts and mistreatment? He ain't gonna stay when you're not sleeping with him anymore. So why should you feel bad for leaving when the money run out? When the gifts stop? Roster date, that's the problem in my eyes. Roster dating is only bad. Roster dating is only bad if you don't go in with a plan, if you if you bite off more than you can chew, and if you don't have the right targets. You need a roster. You need a strong roster. Roster dating is super fun when you have a strong roster. Yeah, so roster dating, you can roster date in like 80 billion ways. You can get on the dating apps and build a roster that way. You can go to events like networking events and you can meet people there and you can build up a roster there. You can build up a roster through men that you're friends with on social media. You can do a combination of all three just for fun. Just for fun. You're not looking to get married. You know what I mean? You're not looking for anything serious. You know what I mean? You just dating just for fun. It's a new restaurant. It's a new restaurant you want to go to, and you like, you know what? That restaurant's cute. I want to go with someone because I want pictures for Instagram. You know, I want to try the food. The food's expensive. I don't feel like paying all that much for the food and the drink and all that. So then you build up a roster and you get about 5 different people and you ask in each one of them, you plan the date and you get at least one of them that wants to take you to where you want to go. Boom. Boom. Now you get what you want. How did you get that roster? A combination of meeting people out in public, being on dating apps, and friends that I have on social media, male friends that I have on social media. Yeah. And just look cute. Look cute when you go out. And like go out to certain places that have men there that have a lot of money. You know, nice neighborhoods, nice areas. Just go and like get a tea and get a coffee and just stroll around somewhere at the mall. People watch. When you look good, somebody gonna approach you. They gonna approach you. And if they look like they're worthy of being on their roster, boom, you got someone to add to the roster. And then the good thing about it too is because since you were just roster dating, you didn't get attached to these men. You didn't get attached to these men. So the good thing about the roster dating is y'all might go on a few dates or whatever, and then it'll just be a slow fade. Won't nothing come out of it. Usually, at least for me, I can still go back to that man. It'll be 6 months later, and I'll reach out to the man again. One time I had one guy on my roster. We went on a date. I didn't talk to him for a couple months. And then I talked to him and he gave me money. He gave me money. What's the best age target? So I don't necessarily have a target age. I don't have a target age. I go based off of looking at a man and trying to see what his insecurity is. That's it. Trying to see what he's insecure about. So if I know he has a good career and I know he's earning, the first thing is that if you're looking for money, you know what I mean, you're looking for someone to like love bomb you and give you everything. First off, the right target has to financially be enough for what you're asking for. So if you want a Louis Vuitton, you obviously the call center guy won't be a good target. You gonna need a manager. You know what I mean? You gonna need a manager or something. You gonna need a CEO. You gonna need a business owner. So you need the right target on a financial basis. First of all, he has to have the money. Second thing is they have to have an insecurity. They have to have an insecurity. So I was saying that the first thing to figure out who's a good target or not, do they have the money to give you what you want? Do they have the resources to give you what you want? Because I'm not gonna give women. I don't give women dating advice for love and commitment. I'm only gonna give you dating advice to get to the bag, get money, get trips. Because that's how I date. I don't date for love and commitment and stuff like that. I date for experiences and for like money and items, okay? That's really all I care about. Everything else, whatever. But they need to have the money, first of all. Second of all, You have to learn how to read people. You have to learn how to read people and size people up, because this is how men are able to take advantage of women. Men are able to read a woman and be like, okay, I can pick up what she might be insecure about. So, like, for instance, if a men know if they're attractive or not. And this is the thing too. Women, y'all got to be honest about men being attractive or not. And you have to be willing to hang around men that you will not be attracted to, because that's the thing. They have an insecurity. The man who is attractive, the man who's got a nice body, and the man who's got all the money, you're really not going to have an insecurity to exploit. Aside from pumping up his ego, you could be able to get money to pump up his ego, but that's too hard. I don't feel like doing all of that. It's easier for me to pump up someone when they need the pumping up. I'm not pumping up a doctor's head. I'm not doing it. I'm not pumping up an attractive man's head. So if he's not attractive, that's a good target, because all you have to do is tell him how attracted you are to him. Just lie and just say, oh my God, you're so attractive. Oh my God, like, it's just something about you. I don't know what it is. Because he will question. He'll be like, but I'm really not that attractive. Like, what does she find attractive to me? Oh, it's just something about you. I don't know what it is. Like, you're just, something about you really, like, attracts me to you. And so if he's overweight, you make him feel good about his weight. Like, oh my God, I could tell you're looking a little bit thinner. I could tell, like, you're losing weight or whatever. This is what I do, and it works. Their appearance, their weight, their capabilities. So, maybe he wants to, like, be the CEO of a company, or the men are always gonna want to do you. The men are always gonna want to do you. So, I mean, it is what it is. And it's really no way to get around that, as far as them wanting to sleep with you. But anything where you can look at them and you put yourself in their body and you're like, okay, if I looked like him, if I had what he had, what would make me feel bad? Like, and that's how you have to think. You have to put yourself in their shoes and think, okay, what would they be insecure about? And then going ahead and just decide, okay, well, I'm going to try to fix that insecurity. I'm going to try to fix or fill the void for them that they have. That's what's going to make them be attached to you. And then once they're attached to you, they're going to want to do stuff for you. I've never been on Findom. I don't even know. I'm going to have to get on TikTok and see about Findom. Is this where the people are going to now, since they're getting rid of TikTok, most likely? Do men notice a woman's insecurities? Yes. Yes. Men, this is why men don't like to approach confident women. Men don't like to approach confident women and women that look like they got it all together, because those men realize that those women aren't a good target. The confident women aren't a good target, because confident women don't have anything to exploit. Confident women don't really have any insecurities that you can exploit. That's why men don't like them. Men want to go after women who are insecure. Men want to go after women who are vulnerable. So this is why some men, when they're in the friend zone with you, they're waiting for your boyfriend to fuck up, because they want vulnerable. They want vulnerable punani. They want vulnerable vagina, because they're looking for something to exploit. Right, I told an overweight man I like my pillow fluffy. He loved it. I was serious though. Exactly. Men honestly, they just want someone to make them feel wanted. They want someone to make them feel seen. Women really don't realize how invisible men are. And what men have to do to overcome that invisibility, they have to play a role to get you to like them, to get you to chase after them. So you have to do that. You have to play a role and pretend you like how overweight he is. I mean, if you don't like how overweight he is, or pretend how attracted you are to him, even though you're really not attracted, to get what you want. Because that's what they're doing. That's what men are doing to you. They're pretending. They don't care. They don't care about the project you're working on. They don't care about the gossip between you and your girls. They don't care about any of that. They're just pretending, and they're just playing along so they can get what they want. They're using lemonade as an alternative for TikTok. Interesting. I'm sure I feel about something I can't find the men. Oh, what if you're older but attractive? I feel age is a big factor even if you look good. Even old ugly guys want 20-year-olds. Fandom is not a platform. It's basically draining bank accounts just by being cute and a brat. Like draining ATM is a kink for men. I've heard of it a long time ago, but it seems sus. Oh, well, to answer your question about being older and attractive, you gotta go to where older men are. You do. You gotta go to where older men are, because the men that I've met, because I've been with men that have been the same age as me, and some that are older. Whenever I go out, whenever I see older men that have their shit together, they're always with women around their age. I always see them with women that are around their age. And also, you have to realize too, people pick up your aura, people pick up your energy. And so, when you're in your head about your age, and when you kind of have it rooted in your head already that age is going to be an issue for men, you're wearing that energy. You got to step out and be like, okay, I'm 40, I'm 45, I'm 50, however old you are, and my body look good. I put on my makeup, you know what I mean? I'm out here looking good, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of older women out there. They're giving these younger women a run for their fucking money. A run for their fucking money. So you can't, the thing about it is that it's all about a mindset. When you have it rooted in your head that your age is what's getting in between you and like having a man, then it is going to get in between you and having a man. I feel like younger guys are into 40 plus. It's wild. Well, of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah, I'm a millennial. I'll be 32 next month. Of course, younger guys are into women in their 40s. Women in their 40s don't care about things as much. Women in their 40s are much usually more liberated, because they already been through the getting married, getting divorced, having children. So a lot of women unleash themselves once they're 40 plus. A lot of women that are like under 40 years old, a lot of them are still shackled by society. Yeah, I feel like the only person that's really caring about your age is you. Like, honestly, I feel like the only person that's caring about your age is you. When you come off confident, and when you are like, you're just like, okay, my age and like it's just a number. I look good. You'll get the man. You'll get the attention. You will. You'll get the attention. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here because I need to clean my place and I need to cook. I'm hungry. Thank you guys for joining me on live. I really, really appreciate it. I'm not too sure when I'm gonna go live again. It'll probably be next week because I'm gonna be busy for the rest of the week. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Love you. Bye.